Finally, a transfer that was awaiting for here we go has finally gotten pronounced today by Fabrizio Romano that it's now a here we go. Matheus Cunha to Manchester United, done and dusted. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys? And who are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. And Matheus Cunha, finally, United has gotten this deal done and dusted. I think from March, April, we've been waiting for this, and it has finally gone ahead to come to pass. And it's an exclusive story coming in through from Fabrizio Romano, posted on the 19th. Those are like 6 days back. He told us that Man United are now closing in on Matheus Cunha deal. The Brazilian has accepted the project, as agreement on personal terms is now being finalized, almost done. Final details to sort between all parties involved, and then here we go. And Fabrizio Romano went ahead to obviously retweet this today, and the caption did with a deal is happening anytime from now. So from that, Fabrizio Romano, like 5-6 minutes back, he has told us that exclusive, Matheus Cunha has agreed. So this is Jacob's Ben 3 hours back. He told us that Matheus Cunha has agreed a 5-year deal, whole contract with Man United. Man United will now approach Wolverhampton Wanderers this week. Cunha has a 62.5 million release clause. That's what Jacob's Ben went ahead to let us know. Now, Fabrizio Romano came up with a big one. Matheus Cunha to Man United, here we go. Verbal agreement in place between all parties involved. Cunha will sign deal until June 2030 with option until 2031. That's what Fabrizio Romano told us. And it's a here we go. The deal is now a done deal. Then Wolves will receive 62.5 clause value in installments. 4 more steps / contracts to be checked next week. You know, that is it coming in through from the man known as Matheus Cunha. So Matheus Cunha to Man United, here we go. The deal is done and dusted, and it has been pronounced by none other than Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here we go. Those 3 magical words are always very important for the club of Manchester United and any team that involved in such a kind of competition, because if you don't really see this come to where you want it to be, I tell you, you can't find yourself in a position of really knowing what this deal is all about. Because before the here we go goes in, a deal can obviously cross and really go any other side. That is it coming in through from the man himself known as Fabrizio Romano. But what does this mean? It means that he's the first signing of the summer, and I just told you that we are going to be having 2 transfer openings. And the first one is coming in through from the 1st of June, I think, to the 10th there of June. And then the second one will open mid-June, I think, to is it August, before the start of the Premier League. So Manchester United had to do this. First and foremost, the fans today went ahead and obviously had demonstrations at Old Trafford, and they are calling in for the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe to quit the club of Manchester United. Now, when they call in for that, you know what that calls for? It calls in for pressure piling in the board. And the board was really very, very, very calculative, as always going to be, because they know the moment we go into a moment like this and really get a very bad performance, losing to Spurs in the final of the UEFA Europa League, and then completing 15th into the league, you all know to it that it will call in for fans not to feel the best way about Manchester United. And how do you obviously get those fans waiting and seated in there? It's by obviously telling them that a lot is going to not go in the way they think. And you throw in a story of Matheus Cunha. It has been very calculative, because on the last day of the Premier League, if United never went ahead to obviously announce this deal through the likes of Fabrizio Romano, then the fans would have gone ahead obviously walk on the wrong side of the bed tomorrow when they're like, what are the Glazers still doing here? We haven't gone ahead to sign any player. But bringing in Matheus Cunha will obviously keep them around here, and they'll have to come up and really look through what they think is right and what they think is wrong. So they've gone ahead to tempt these fans. But I think a person like me won't really get excited for just one signing, because I think United needs to really get rid of players, and we really accept that we need to rebuild. And that list has to have Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Casemiro, Eriksson, talk of Bruno Fernandes, though some people think he should be here, but I think he should go. Which other player should obviously leave? I think those players that are really in their early 30s should all show their back to Manchester United's Carrington and Old Trafford. You know, when you get rid of all those players, then get in the Cunhas, because United hasn't gone ahead to fail to bring in players. But the biggest problem of Manchester United has always been getting out the players that they already gone ahead to sign in the previous season or previous seasons, and they failed to obviously meet what we call the required specifications in there. So Cunha to Manchester United is a big one, and I know he's still young and he has that Premier League experience. He's going to be helping the club of Manchester United a lot. And after bringing in Cunha, most of you will be asking, where is United going to sign a player next? To my understanding, I think they are looking at a centre forward. And in my thinking, that is really wrong, because we have to first bring in what we call a forward, right? We have to first bring in a central midfielder, because you cannot rely on Casemiro. We need another midfielder who will obviously play in that double pivot with Manuel Ugarte. I don't want to see the manager trying to really put Bruno Fernandes into that double pivot like he did in the finals of the UEFA Europa League. I hated that, and I think that was a very, very bad, it was a very bad thought that they really had, and I think it never really made any sense to us who are really very, 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 very well versed with the club of Manchester United and its problems, because getting another player who can obviously play with Ugarte will help us get to know that we are really having two players in that position. Then let Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha, Zexi, Amadi Diallo, Menu really compete for that for these other positions up front, you know. So I think Manchester United needs to bring in a midfielder, and that's where they're supposed to be looking at, you know, because if you're having Matheus Cunha, he can play as a number 10, he can also lead the line. That means you're really having three players who can play in the centre forward position: Rasmus Højlund, Cunha, and Joshua Zexi, you know. So going forward, I think Cunha will obviously improve on the creativity of Manchester United. Now, how are we going to shield that back line? You get? We need to get in like one or two midfielders, according to me, who are going to be playing into that position. I don't want to see Bruno Fernandes, if he stays, being kept in such a position. That is it. So guys, Matheus Cunha to Man United, here we go. I'm obviously going to be letting you know when his medical is obviously going to be taking place, because before he goes to his holiday to prepare for the prison of Manchester United, that I think will start towards the end of June, he would have already gone ahead to hold that shirt of Manchester United, and we'll be waiting to see which shirt number is obviously going to be getting. Rumors are really being put outside there, his shirt number that is going to be given, but I'm still doing some research. But I tell you, tomorrow I'll come up and we'll let you know what I think about this. So Rokan David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Cunha to Man United. Here we go. First signing of Manchester United this summer. In the January transfer window, we only brought in Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dogo. Cunha has come in through as early as the transfer window has not yet opened officially. Bye-bye. Good move for Ineos, and we need to get more signings like these to see to it that Ruben Amorim gets prepared and doesn't have an excuse next season.